Business Zone, showing on Empire. You're welcome to your favorite television program, Business Zone, showing on Empire TV. My name is Ibrahim Suliat, and here with me in the studio, Mr. Udoma Lukmere, the CEO of Unwamiri Ventures. Today, we would like to lay emphasis on what small-scale business entails. As we all know, small-scale business is a business we can start up with little amount of money, not necessarily to start up with huge amounts of money. But before anything can be done here today, let's join Shitu Mariam for the news. Stay in tune, we'll be right back. Business Zone, showing on Empire.
Good morning, welcome to Empire News. I am Shitu Miriam. First, the headlines. Closure of the Nigerian border. Lagos-China seek collaboration on transportation. Now the news in details. The Nigerian Customs Service has said January 31st, 2020, contained in a leaked memo, is not the terminal date for the border closure. The Public Relations Officer, NCS, Joseph Atta, confirmed the development in a telephone interview with one of our correspondents, adding that January 31st, 2020 was only the end of the first phase of the operation, not the terminal date for the entire border closure. He said the border would remain closed indefinitely until the objective of the government for the operation had been fully achieved. Atta added that security officer on the field will be notified of further developments about the second phase of the border closure before 31st January. Recently, the Controller General NCS Ahmed Ali had declared that the border will remain closed until Nigeria's neighbors decide to respect ECOWAS protocol concerning the trade within the sub-region. According to the memo, President Muhammadu Buhari had approved the extension of the closure of the nation border with the neighboring countries to 31st January next year. The operation code named Exercise Swift Response had resulted in joint border patrol by a combined team of security agencies. Meanwhile, allowance of personal sustenance and fueling of vehicle for the period of extension will be paid as soon as possible. Despite the overwhelming success of the operation, particularly the security and economic benefits to the nation, a few strategic objectives were yet to be achieved. The Deputy Controller of Customs in charge of enforcement, Inspector Victor Dinka, conveyed the presidential directive in a memo to the sector coordinators. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry has said the extension of the border closure will continue to hurt businesses, especially the small and medium enterprises. Lillian Chidinma reports.
My own business is that, in fact, for me to travel now to go and buy my goods is very, very difficult for me, because if I enter Lagos now to buy goods, everywhere that I enter, any shop that I enter, they will tell me that border closure. So in fact, things very, very costly there. I cannot even buy my goods again.
Now, this is Mba month now. Many people are passing a very critical condition in financial aspects, food aspects. For you to travel now is a problem. Even if you buy goods come, you cannot sell it because people are complaining. In fact, everybody wants to bring goods down. Now, if my advice to Nigeria is that let them think how they can help the poor, most especially the masses, for them to be eating. People are dying for hunger now because of this border closure.
The chamber appreciates the concern of government regarding security and economic sabotage, which informed the closure in the first place. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is seeking partnership with the Chinese government and businesses in key sectors like industry, energy, information, communication technology, and transportation in effort to drive development in the state. Specifically, Lagos State is seeking investment in infrastructural development, industry, energy, information and communication technology, and transportation. Sanwo-Olu described the development as another milestone for the state's infrastructural development and commerce. He noted that the project completion will invigorate the Lagos economic and push it up and make the state the largest economy in the world. Thanks for listening. I'm Shitu Miriam. Back to Suliat Ibrahim for the next segment.
Welcome back. Still with me in the studio is
Ido Maluk, the CEO of Anwamiri Ventures, Nigeria. I have a small-scale business, cafe, and a provision store located at Barak Lodge, Shop 1, while the provision store is at Texas Lodge, Shop 1 also.
Sir, like how much capital do you raise to start up this business?
Actually, the scale business, when I started the business, it was just like a joke. During my ND 2013, after the strike stressed us, we emerged to 2014 session. Then I started a photocopy machine. I purchased a printer, started doing small photocopy machine at my room. It was there, I think, what actually I used started was at 31,000. I purchased the printer and then the A4 paper, and that's how I began the business. From the printing, the making of the printing in my room. Earlier on, when I finished my ND, I decided to reside here for my IT. That is when I relocated from a room to a shop where I elaborated it from electrical generator from there. I got more photocopies machine and a printer that makes it up a cafe. Then from there I move on to provision store where I have nothing but Texas Lodge.
Oh, sir, do you actually seek opinion from someone? Like you seek opinion from anyone? Who's the person?
Actually, I didn't. Right from beginning, even when I'm at home, I started a business on my little age. When I was 8, then at home, they normally gives us a token for breakfast at a school when in my primary school age. Then I do buy, when they give us 1 naira, I do use that 1 naira. There's a certain gum that we buy 1 naira. When we buy that gum 1 naira, then we distribute it and sell it 50-50 kobo. Then from there we'll be getting something like a 3 naira or 4 naira with that 1 naira. That's how it continued moving me till when I finished I entered secondary school. I moved from that gum, started buying packets. That's how I say when I reached into institution. When I came here, I found out that the business that can favor me from the idea I acquired from a EED is that a cafe business.
But sir, is there any challenges you encounter while starting up or when you start up the business? Do you encounter any challenges or any obstacles?
Exactly, because there's no crown without a cross. I face a lot of challenges, even when I made up my mind to settle down and then have a little something doing for myself. Even when I starting up, from when I was doing the business inside my room, I faced a lot of challenges because of, number one, capital. I was not having enough capital to rent a shop. Even when my landlord drove me from the room, that the room is for residential, not for industrial use, for business, that I should go and look for a shop. So I find it very difficult, but I thank God it's there that I met some people that helped me out, and then I generated a small token that I used to pay for the shop rent. Then I moved to the shop. The major challenge I have was that capital for shop rent.
Okay. So how long have you been into this business? How long?
Yeah, as I told you earlier, if you are talking of a business, right when I was 8, I started business, though it's not in the name of a business. I was just doing it in the exchange of something, of getting something. But when I started the real business that I tagged Anwamiri Ventures, was 2013 when I got admission into Federal Polytechnic, Bida.
That's 6 years now.
2013.
Yes, thanks for amazing. So that's 6 years now. And sir, what are the advice you have for the youth out there?
Yeah, I always advise a youth, especially those that into tertiary institution, that they should not focus only on their certificates. They always emphasize on whatever they're doing. There's no any course or any department that don't have a particular offer to give out. That is not depend that is only a certificate that you will acquire. That a little that you can do. For example, I'm from electrical department, and because I have a little idea on computer, that I started a DC cafe work.
So that means you're also a student and you still engage in small scale business.
Exactly.
Like, how do you cope?
Yeah, as I told you earlier, when I started the business, it was my dream, I ended, and then I does it inside my room. So I don't have a shop. I go to lecture. When I comes back from lecture in the house, I run whatever that I want to run into my room. So it doesn't affect my academics.
Yeah.
I only does it when I comes back from work.
As we all know, we don't just bring only one segment to you. Let's join Paul Joseph on the street.
Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to Street Vibe on Business Zone. My name is Paul Joseph. We are going to be taking a look on people's choose on your certificate or cash, which is 20 million. Your certificate or 20 million naira, which one?
About 20 million. You got 20 million.
Certificate.
I prefer my certificate too because I don't dey suffer for this certificate.
Your certificate or 20 million naira, which one you prefer?
Why not 20 million?
Bros, na 20 million naira.
Why you prefer 20 million over a certificate now?
I'll be that school, but I'll take the wrong. That's why I prefer 20 million.
My certificate.
Why you prefer your certificate over 20 million? The 20 million are in cash.
My certificate will give me more than 20 million. That 20 million will finish within 18 of an eye. But that certificate, it will go a long way.
Welcome back. That's so hilarious. How will people choose 20 million over the certificate? So, what can you say about the 20 million or the certificate? Which one do you prefer to choose?
Certificate over 20 million. Yeah. You cannot compare sleep with death. If you, without looking off, I'll pick a 20 million.
Really?
For instance, money answer rates, everything. 20 million, I can buy the certificate, even 100 foods. So, the boy, he be like, he go here, he gets sense. He gets sense.
Thank you, sir. Before we round up everything today, before we draw the curtain, sir, I would like to ask one more question.
Okay.
Where do you see your business in the next 5 or 10 years' time?
At least by 5 to 10 years coming on, it's supposed to be having, I have a very nice, manageable business.
And with that, we have to come to an end of the program Business Zone, where we talk about the small scale business. Viewer out there that are here to know what to do, you can use little capital to start up a business, to keep the hand busy, not idle. So, yeah, this is where we draw the curtain for today's program. Still the same station, same time, where we're bringing you exciting edition. I still remain my humble self, Suliat Ibrahim. Till next time, bye.